Okay, well, we've got a different set today. Again, we're in my mum's living room. Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for 6 things that we learned from Chelsea 5, Shamrock Rovers 1. I tell you what, I'm happy for Shamrock Rovers. Their fans were going absolutely bonkers in the away end. We saw toilet paper, was it? Paper of some sort? I don't know what it was. It doesn't matter, but they got their goal, they got their celebration, and Chelsea reigned supreme, as we do every single time we step foot on the field in this competition, unless your name is Servette, and shout out to them as well. When we win now, even Servette praise us. But anyway, Chelsea score 5 again. It is nearly Christmas. If that isn't a good enough reason to smack a like on today's video, then I don't know what is. And as well as that, make sure that you are subscribed to the George Benson Football Channel so that you don't miss anything between now and the end of the season. Because I'm telling you now, Chelsea, I think we're going to win this Conference League. I think there's got to be something very, very dramatic that has to happen in order for us not to win this. Every time we play, we're seeing debuts again. Murray Campbell comes on today after 60 minutes for Disasi, making his Chelsea debut. JustACoupleGs starting again. Tyreek George starting again. Before the game, this afternoon, we saw a video of Enzo Maresca giving Tyreek George and JustACoupleGs their little name tags that go above their lockers in the men's first team changing room. And I think today, seeing both of those guys starting, there's just so many things right now that Chelsea can be positive about. But to talk about the match itself, to talk about the game, Chelsea were always in control. From the very beginning of this match all the way through to the end, it was like the dominance that we see in these Conference League games from Chelsea is absolutely insane. The way that we control the possession, the way that we move the ball, the way that we can go through the middle, out on the right, over on the left. Chelsea can hurt teams right now from every single angle. And we're going to talk later on in the video when we go through the boxes about the manager, about the way that he sets us up, and how being in this position where even if you're a young academy player, even if you're not starting every week or you're not getting loads of minutes off the bench in the Premier League, right now, whoever's playing knows their role so specifically within this side. And no one more so than the striker, Marc Guiu. This guy today was absolutely sensational. To score a first half hat-trick for Chelsea, it's now 4 starts for Chelsea and 6 goals for the 18-year-old striker that we bought for only £5 million. I know it's the Conference League. I know that people will belittle this competition. They don't think it's serious. Whatever. I say absolutely nothing to that. Bonkers to it. Bollocks to it. Marc Guiu can only do what is and beat what's put in front of him. And today, we saw 3 different types of goals. The first one is just about that relentless striker's attitude to never give up on the ball. The second one, pure anticipation, absolutely brilliant. And again, I think this is from the manager, you know. Enzo Maresca said before the game that he's watched 4 or 5 Shamrock Rovers matches. And if you know what Marc Guiu, your striker, does, which is never give up, always be alert to potential mistakes from the opponent, you're saying, look, they're going to be comfortable, they're going to try and play out from the back, so be aware. Be ready. Marc Guiu's second goal goes in, snatches it, rounds the goal, he scores with his left foot, and then rounds it off with a fantastic header, converted Noni Madueke with the cross. 4-1 Chelsea at half-time. And again, we're looking at this thinking, how many goals are we going to score? This could be a ridiculous scoreline. Second half, we get that 5th goal, and it's Marc Cucurella with his 2nd goal in 5 days. The man is in incredible form. It's like a reverse right-footed finish, weak foot goal. And I'm telling you now, there are so many Chelsea players here that are just delivering game after game after game. The performances and the levels that we're showing against every single opposition is just absolutely sublime. Before we get into the boxes, I'm going to ask you to like the video again and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I think it's too late right now. If you do want to get yourselves deliveries from the Chelsea Megastore for Christmas, it might be too late, but please use the discount code GBFC10 if you haven't already done so, and there's links in the description as well as the QR code on the screen. But we begin Let me just quickly open up my WhatsApp because I've got to remember the boxes and the order in which I sent them in. Box number 1 is a blue box today for Chelsea striker Marc Guiu. This guy is 18 years old. And I know it's Shamrock Rovers. They're unbeaten in this competition prior to this game. West Ham won this competition a few years ago. They won 6 out of 6 in their group stage as well. Chelsea, I think, are only the 3rd team to ever win all 6 matches in the Conference League group stage or league phase as it's known. But the amount of goals that Marc Guiu has scored, it's now 6 in 4 starts for Chelsea. This is serious. And when we talk about Guiu right now, people are saying, well, he's not really ready for the first team. He's a little bit too raw. The last 2 matches, he scored 5 goals. And I'm looking at the way that this guy presses, and I'm like, I don't remember the last time I saw a striker put in that much work. And when you're willing to do all of that dogged stuff, the goals are going to come. So I'm not going to stand here and say to you, well, he should be starting ahead of Nicholas Jackson, because that is incredibly premature. But when it comes to like a striker that has got the potential to have absolutely everything, when it comes to that work rate and anticipation of where the ball's going to be in and around the box, Marc Guiu has got absolutely everything. And I think we've seen tonight a perfect hat-trick. Wasn't it right foot, left foot when he rounded the goalie, and then a header? I might be wrong with that, but that's what it looked like to me. I thought he was absolutely brilliant today. It's a blue box for him. Chelsea win 5-1. We're buzzing with this. My voice is already about to leave. Box number 2, I'm giving a green today to Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Gets himself a really nice goal. Scores the 3rd for Chelsea. As well as that, he was dictating the play. I think he was doing very well with his passing. I think between him and Cassidy, I don't really understand why Cassidy was starting over Sam Raksaki. I think maybe it's more of like a vocal thing out there on the field. But I think when it comes to Cassidy, the short passing is okay, but there's nothing really creative there. There's nothing like out of the ordinary or nothing that's really like challenging the opposition. Whereas with Dewsbury-Hall, he was always looking forward, getting into good positions, making the run. So I think he made the difference in the midfield. But I would say that Raksaki, I think he can do everything that Cassidy can do, but maybe with that little bit of extra poise and composure when it comes to making a slightly longer ball. Don't really think Cassidy did too much, but Dewsbury-Hall, giving him his credit, is box number 2. Box number 3 is a green for Marc Cucurella, scoring with his right foot today, arriving in the box again. It is a beautiful finish. It's like a reverse going back on himself, hits the post, goes in. If anything, it might be one of the best goals of the night. I think it was absolutely brilliant from Cucurella. And obviously, he got himself sent off at the weekend, so he's not going to be able to face Everton in the Premier League. So I think Maresca just picked him tonight just to keep that momentum going, keep seeing that he can do that role. I think right now, what Maresca has done with Marc Cucurella is defensively, one-on-one. He's absolutely solid. Tonight, he was very good in those areas. Getting forward again, advancing into the box, being that devil in the final third that when Shamrock Rovers are thinking, well, Marc Guiu's already got a hat-trick, so we've got to keep an eye on him. Maybe 1 or 2 men to keep an eye on him because he's a big, strong lad. He's always moving about. He's getting into those positions, scoring different types of goals. And then you got Marc Cucurella just basically sliding in, unnoticed, doing the extra work, and he gets the reward for it. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Box number 4, I'm aware that my voice is going a little bit here. JustACoupleGs. I'm absolutely delighted for this guy. We made a video earlier today talking about that new contract. He signed a deal till 2029. And I think when you look at Reece James and that injury record, Chelsea are going to need JustACoupleGs. Otherwise, we're going to be delving into the market. We're going to be spending loads of money. Why do that when we've got a ready-made replacement right there? I'm not saying that JustACoupleGs has shown yet the levels that we saw when Reece was at his peak, when we won the Champions League, that incredible game at home to Ajax, but the way that this guy defends is absolutely magnificent. 1v1 defending, JustACoupleGs has got it all. He's got the speed, he's got the vision, he's got the know-how, when to advance up the field, when to hold back, when to always be in the right position. I thought it was a really top draw, professional performance from him again. Box number 5, Enzo Maresca. This guy at Chelsea right now, and again, we heard before the match, like, he watched 4 or 5 Shamrock Rovers games. You probably don't need to do that, mate, to be honest, but it's the level of detail that, for me, is probably why Marc Guiu was as alert as he was. We know that he does a lot of running, but Maresca knows every single game because of the amount of attention to detail that he spends on the pre-match preparation. There is no wonder why, in all of these Conference League games, Chelsea are fielding academy player after academy player, B team, as we called it, players. But we have scored more goals than, I think Fiorentina got 25 goals or something in the whole tournament. Chelsea have got 26 in the group stage. It's incredible. And I know that obviously Noah, Shamrock Rovers, Astana, Heidenheim, these aren't the best teams in Europe. But you can only beat what is put in front of you. And Chelsea are obliterating everyone in this competition. It's almost like weird in a way. And it's almost like the Conference League doesn't feel like it means as much because we're not getting tested. But I, for one, when we see box number 6, it's about winning. All you can do, and I keep saying this over and over again, beat what is put in front of you. What this is doing is building a winning culture. Chelsea were getting used to mediocrity. We were getting used to a couple of good results, then a bad draw, few losses. There was never momentum. Right now, we have got so much momentum, and it's the first team that are being fed what happens on Thursday night. We score 8, 5, 6. Players are knocking on the door for those first team places. So then when the weekend comes, we're turning up. We're delivering. We're doing everything that we need to do. This mentality is going to take Chelsea back to the very, very top. We've won 5-1 tonight, guys. My voice is about to disappear. So I'm going to wrap this 6 Things We Learned video up now. It's a phenomenal night, phenomenal result. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know the 6 things that you learned in the comments down below. We move. Come on, you Blues.